In this session, I want to talk about the preprocessor. I select the custom indicator from the indicator folder and explain the preprocessor commands. If you notice that in the first lines of this indicator there are commands in such a way that a sharp symbol is placed and immediately after that there is the word property. These commands are called preprocesses. These commands are not part of our program. The compiler reads these lines before remembering to compile our indicator or expert. And these lines tell the compiler how to compile our program. We will tell the compiler how to compile the program using these commands. I enter MetaTrader and click on the icon. If I double-click on the Custom Moving Averages indicator, the corresponding window opens, which consists of several tabs. The first tab is About, and this explanation has been given. In this line there is the name of the indicator. The next line identifies the person or company that is the author of this indicator. And when you hover the mouse over it is shown as a link. If you click on it, a page will open with a link to the company or person who wrote this indicator. In the next line, an explanation is given. I put these two pages together. I will explain the lines in the source. The first line is about copyright. For example, I will change it to 2018 to 2019. I will also change the name of the company. If we compile, what we created is displayed there. The next preprocessor command is for the link. When a user click on it, they are redirected to a site that we specified here. You can link to your site here. For example, here I type Google and compile. Double-click on it and we will be redirected to Google's site. The next preprocessor command relates to the indicator description. We can put any explanation we want here. For example, I change moving average to my moving average. You can put a few lines of description. The next preprocessor command is the strict command. This preprocessor was later added to MQL4. If we do not write this command, it will show the date is an integer number. But if we write this command, the date is shown as year, month, day, minute and second. The next command is related to the indicator _ separate _ window. This command specifies whether the indicator you want to create is displayed. on this chart, or the RSI indicator is displayed below. Once again, I remove the indicator from the chart and drag it on the chart again. When the command is written, indicator_chart_window, the indicator is displayed on the chart. You see that on the main chart and displayed. You must change this command whenever you need to open a new window. When making the indicator, it shows you the same. For example, I have a name for. I select the indicator, exactly in the third step. It tells you if you want it to be on a separate window. The next line is the number of buffers. A buffer is the part of a computer's memory that we can use in large numbers to store indicator information. For example, when you drag the indicator on the chart, if you click on this data windows icon and hover the mouse cursor over the candlesticks, you will see exactly that at the bottom of the data windows, its information is displayed as an array. Note the information stored in this buffer. When I move the cursor over the candlesticks, the number in front of it changes. If I drag the custom indicator on chart and click on the color tab, indicator shows that we have a buffer, which is related to color and shows its color is red, and its buffer number is 1. For example, if we need to display 2 moving averages, then we must give 2 buffers here. I made the changes and compiled to see the changes on the chart together. Once again, I drag this indicator on the chart in the color tab to see that we have 2 buffers here, which starts from 0 and means that 0 base. You can add as many as you want here. For example, if I need 5 buffers, it is enough to enter 5 in front of this phrase and compile it. You see, it specified 5 buffers for me. In the next line, the color of the first buffer is red. We can also specify the color of the next buffer. I want the second buffer green and the third blue. And we compile. And here you see that it specified the colors as we wanted. The point I have to make is that preprocessor fixes are not limited to these. I can also add the version command there. If I compile this, it will show us the version in the About tab. If I put the mouse cursor on the property hashtag and hit F1, the keyboard, a description of the preprocessor is displayed for us. As you can see here, it explained several preprocessor commands, and I just explained the proprietary preprocessor command. We talked about the version, the descriptions, the buffers. All of these commands are here, that you can use these. There are other commands, such as macros, that are defined by definition. Commands like the hashtag include, hashtag import, etc. that I will talk about in future sessions. And wherever it is necessary to use these, I will give the necessary explanations. Here we summarize the meeting. preprocessor is a special subsystem of the MQL4 compiler that is intended for preparation of the program source code immediately before the program is compiled. There are commands that the compiler reads before compiling our indicator or expert. In fact, it is a step before compiling the program. And if you notice those commands before the functions are called, we see these commands. And these commands tell the compiler how to compile. Thank you for watching this video, and we will talk about the framework in the next session.